True Blood, Justice League Animated, and Seinfeld. Today she joins us to discuss the role of Sorceress and Queen of Darkness, Maleficent. Please welcome back Kristen Bauer.
Hello. Hi, Patty.
Hello, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Oh, good to have you back. How's the artwork coming along? Doing anything new lately?
Yeah, I've been painting flowers and just having a ball.
Oh, awesome! Very awesome. Well, like I said, anytime you want to do some type of virtual gallery showing or something, let us know. We'd love to help you out with that.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. It's as always good to have you back. Thanks for joining us again. And next, she is an actress whose roles include King of Queens, Alias, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of our favorite sea witch and Queen of Darkness, Ursula. Please welcome Merrin Dungey.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you, Patty.
Good to see you. Welcome to the GalaxyCon virtual stage. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Oh.
And of course, seeing my Kristen. I love my Kristen.
I know. I love Merrin. Man, it's so nice to see your face.
It's so nice to see you too.
Good to have you here. Now, we are at Comic-Con, and of course, Star Trek is in our DNA, and you were in Star Trek Picard. Not as big as a part as I would have liked to have seen you in, but you were in it nevertheless, so you were part of the Star Trek family, so I just have to geek out real quick about what was that like?
It was incredible. It was a huge, fat 6-page scene where we had to rehearse many days, and Sir Patrick Stewart is amazing. Like, truly, truly a gift.
So jealous. I think we communicated about that because I posted. I was watching, and I was like, oh my God, there's Merrin! Making pictures of the screen.
It was so fun. And then they had me secretly do the trailer, like I did the voiceover for it, because it was a lot of the dialogue from that. And But, I mean, you couldn't tell anybody anything. Like, talk about a cloak and dagger situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, all right.
I've got one of those coming up, too, so...
I can't wait to have you back, and we'll talk about it, right? Merrin, thank you for joining us. This is awesome. Oh, and speaking of awesome, our next guest, she is an actress whose credits include Dracula, Bulletproof Monk, and Trial and Retribution. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of the Tres la Mode, Queen of Darkness, Cruella de Vil. Please welcome Victoria Smurfit.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Victoria.
Ladies.
Look at you. Look at you.
Want to get my hands on my girls. And you, Patty, of course. But
oh well, thank you. I am truly glad. Victoria, how are you?
I'm very, very well. I'm in wet and rainy London because it's June, so obviously it's disgusting. But I'm very, very well.
I'm in Florida, and it's rainy here too. Although the Florida Board of Tourism doesn't want people to know that, but yeah, it's humid and rainy here too. So
you know what? That actually helps me. I'm happy to hear that. Doesn't make me a nice person, but I'll go with it.
I know. Just don't tell everybody over there like to come over here on a holiday. We still like their tourist dollars. But,
we can't. We're not allowed to go anywhere.
I thought you were. They opened the doors a bit in London, or did they?
You know, America, I think, is super dodgy still as far as we're concerned. For whatever reason, I don't really understand. But you know, soon we will come and annoy you.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to that. And real quick, I just want to say, I am and remain a huge fan of the version of Ivanhoe you did. I really love that production. Great cast. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for being a part of that. I thought that was a really well-made version. I love how they kind of updated some of the stuff. And yeah, it's solid.
That was super fun. That was the art of wearing hair extensions that go past your butt. Which makes honey wagon trips very tricky, but it was a lot of fun riding side saddle and being a heroine in distress. Yeah. First and last time I ever got to do it. From there on in, it was villains.
Well, there you go. Well, you know, the pendulum always swings back, but regardless of which, Victoria, thank you so much for joining us. It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
And finally, she is an acclaimed actress whose body of work includes Black Swan, Boxcar Bertha, and of course, Beaches, and so much more. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of the Queen of Hearts herself, also known as Cora Mills. Please welcome Barbara Hershey.
Hi. Hi.
Hey. Oh, Barbara, welcome to our online forum. It's so good to have you here.
Great to be here, Patty.
Oh, it is so good to see you again. How have you been doing in your part of the world?
Great. I mean, you know, same as everybody, pandemic-wise, and, you know, recovering from that and coming out charging into the world again is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We're almost at the light at the end of the tunnel. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And hey, here's for science and medical technology. Am I right? And technology is also what brought us here together. Ladies, welcome to the GalaxyCon virtual stage. So glad to have you all here. Our team is going to go through the chat room right now, pulling out the questions for you. In the meantime, I'd just like to throw this out. Once Upon a Time, of course, being a wonderful fantasy series it is, means lots of special effects makeup, blue screens, green screens, some interesting costume challenges. Do you have any adventures or misadventures during the production in dealing with any of these? Oh, Merrin, right away.
I muted myself because I have a little cold and I keep going. Anyway, Kristen gave me some incredible advice right off the bat because we were wearing corsets and I did not get a lot of opportunity wearing corsets before, but Miss Trueblood, knew how that was. And she and Lana were like, don't eat lunch. You're going to be sorry. Just drink a lot of beverages, drink some soup. And I was like, what are you talking about, starving? And they're again, whatever you do, don't take it off during lunch. I did both of those things the first day and it was like murder getting it back on. It's murder. Like and the food just sits right here. So it was really quite the liquid diet for Ursula. It's so beautiful.
I know the secret of corsets. How to wear them without pain. You want to hear it?
Yeah. Barbara. Yes.
It's very useful for everybody. Keep your chest area loose and only pull it in really tight at your waist. And you can breathe totally and you can move freely. And somehow pulling it just in as tight as you want at your waist is fine. But you have all this capacity of breath, which is great.
Where were you in 2015? Because I needed you. And
the other trick, if you're allowed, if they're making it for you, is to ask for an opera corset. Because they have 2 panels of elastic down the side so that your diaphragm can breathe. So it brings you in, but it'll still give you a give. That, or when they're pulling you in, blow out as hard as you can. but yeah, it's the opera corset. If they're detailing it to you, that's the trick. But you don't always get the luxury of.
We're learning. Everyone's learning.
We are in this. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
This is absolutely wonderful. So of course it's and Merrin, of course, I think. It's a shot in the dark, but I think maybe you might have had the most complex costume of all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the crown was like 3 pounds, and then all the extra hair that they put in, but the tentacles were all CGI.
Yeah.
So
I knew that. That helps.
Yes,
that
it does.
Absolutely helps. But yeah,
you still have to navigate the walls of the castle, and like, no, back up. Your tentacles don't fit in there. You're halfway through. You're always
also put your
wall.
Completely, and put your hands down. Stop fighting with your hands because you have to fight with your hips and swing it around. That was the huge challenge.
I'm sure you've all experienced this though. Was in the Vancouver rain and mud.
Oh yeah.
We're wearing capes and costumes as they get weighted down with rain and mud.
Oh my God.
That experience? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And villains don't lift their skirts. Like you just have to slog through the mud.
Yeah. But I think I won in the Enchanted Forest because everybody else was in -10. But I was in my furs, darling, so I was cuddling lifting. So I won. I might be a sequence, but I was also in 60-pound fur, so I was fine.
Yeah.
Wait, Kristen, you were going to say something?
Well, I can't remember exactly. I was trying to remember the dialogue because it made me laugh so hard. But it was intense because my dresses were a train to them, right? So it's wicking up Vancouver.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I had the staff. And Merrin, you know where I'm going. I'm trying to remember what my lead-in line to your brilliant comeback was, but it was like, because it's slippery. So I'm kind of like using it like a hiking stick. I don't know how to walk with a staff. And I said, do you use it like a hiking stick? And Merrin goes, just hold it. You're not fucking Gandalf. I was like, right, I'm not hiking. You don't know how to be a superhero, you know, and it's
so true. It's so true. And Vicky and I had that scene where we had to meet Josh and Ginny, and we were waiting for because they shoot in the rain. They don't care because you usually can't see it. But this rain was like cuckoo bananas rain, like crazy, crazy, crazy. And shout out to the crew who always worked without complaint and had to just change clothes in the middle of the day because they were so wet. But we were waiting to shoot this scene and it just wouldn't let up, and we had to get this shot. And so they actually let us use umbrellas, and it looked like kind of film noir, and we came out with the umbrellas.
Oh, yeah.
Because you never, usually you just suffer through.
Right.
No.
And it's Vancouver, so they just go, oh, we can't reschedule.
Exactly.
I'm a little curious about Victoria. If you're wearing 60 pounds of fur dry, did that turn into 90 pounds when it became wet?
At times it did, yes, but I was still warm, and that was the focus. And but I have this weird thing that I hate to get out of my character's shoes, and Merrin would be like, "Oh my God, you're such an idiot! You're such an idiot!" Because she'd be in her UGG boots and her corset, looking fabulous, able to still walk like her character because she's a smart, capable human being. Me, being the Muppet that I am, I put on UGGs and I'll start walking like a docker. So I have to, in the wet and the mud and the enchanted forest, I'm still in my 6-inch red sparkly heels, tripping around the tree roots and the mud, because she's like, "You're such an idiot, put your boots on, put your boots on."
Okay, am I that mean? I'm the meanest. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry.
No, you were absolutely right. You were 100%
No, we're really painting Merrin. Like, no, it's funny. The way you say it is funny.
Okay.
Oh
Okay,
no, 100%.
You guys are
It's
really
funny.
lucky. You all three
It was
got to work.
absolutely true. I was a total idiot.
You all
Wait,
three got to work with each other, though, right?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I got to work with any of you. That's not nice.
No,
I know.
it's not-
You
it's
should have been the fourth member of the Evil Queens, no doubt.
I know.
Yeah.
This is my chance.
We are always taking members, so I'll send you the form. I'll email you the form.
There's still time. Oh, good.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for these are great stories. We're good to go on audience questions, so let's go ahead and roll our first one. And this is going to come from Mona, who wants to know, if you could spend a vacation with your character, where would you go?
Ooh, what a question.
Ooh, a gin bar.
Turks and Caicos under the sea.
I know, I'm like, I would just go where I want to go. I'd want to go to Turks and Caicos,
Yeah, I go under the sea. Turks and Caicos. We'd all go together.
right?
All of us.
Yeah.
Cora.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of
That
those.
works. That works.
You can tell
Yeah.
what we're all thinking.
Let's get to the sand.
Yeah.
Somewhere away from the rain. Yeah.
Oh, that was an easy one. Mona, thank you. Good question to start us off with. And what is next? Here's one from Charlotte, who wants to know, is there any way in which you were more like your character? Or you wish you were more like your character?
Yes. I wish. I play these tough characters, but in life, I'm just not tough, really. So, I wish I were tougher. Didn't care what other people think, or, it'd be so nice to just, Maleficent and Pam didn't care what anyone thought of her.
Fair.
I wish I could breathe underwater,
Yeah.
and I wish I could sing like my character. Because that was not me. In the, that was not me. That was someone else.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice to sing.
Mm-hmm. Like to really, I can sing, but like to really, sang.
Saying.
Not just sing, sang.
Yeah. Fair.
Well, and I guess I'd like to turn into a dragon and fly.
Yeah.
And I guess I'd like to be immortal and be able to kill people and get away with it.
Can I send you my list? I've got a really good list.
Right?
Yeah, really, especially post-COVID, super long list. I couldn't kill anybody anyway, so that was no good. I think I think if I could be more like Cruella, I wish I had more focus on sequins, furs, and gin. That would work for me. Yeah, that's about it. but I would like to hang out with her. But I just suddenly realised I can't go to Turks and Caicos with you with Cruella because she'd so overheat in the fur. We'd have to go to St. Anton or Zermatt or Aspen.
Right.
Yeah.
Stad.
Gestad, darling.
Martinis by the roaring fireplace in Aspen? Yeah, I'm down for that. Very nice. Barbara, anyway you feel synonymous with
Wish I was more like my character. I would choose this really carefully, but it would be really nice to be able to just go like this and someone goes flying across a room. That would
Oh
be
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
I would do without the tentacles.
use it
though.
often,
No tentacles.
you know, just occasionally.
Yep, there you go.
Exactly.
Charlotte, thank you. Very fun question. What do we have next? Here's one from Megan. Did you originally audition for the character you ended up playing?
No. I auditioned to be Belle's mother, who is benevolent and kind and lovely, and they went, no, you should be evil and villainous and have no superpowers except for really dodgy breath. I'm not taking it personally, Patty. I'm not. I'm trying really hard not to, but taking it a little bit personally.
Yeah, well, and this is certainly is sometimes a common thing. Yeah, you go in to read for one, is thank you very much, and then sometime later you gotta go. You know, you did something last time. We'd
Right.
like to see. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and I always tell everybody, look, when you go to audition, you're not auditioning for the part. You're auditioning to be invited to come back and audition again.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the usual case.
You're planting seeds. Mine came from Alias because they loved my character on Alias, and then they just called and said, "Hey, we think you could do this." And I was like, "You think I'm fat and like purple?" What is it that you see? No, either way, I happy to be fat, purple, and blonde, and did it and had the best time. So, but yeah, it was because of something else I had done. But you're absolutely right, Patty. When you audition for stuff, it's always planting seeds for maybe not this one, but maybe the next one
Yeah.
or something else.
Yes, absolutely. I was saying, Kristen, you got shotgunned in. You've told this story before here, where you were doubling up between True Blood and this role.
Yeah, and it was the show wasn't on the air yet, and I had to fly in and shoot it on Saturday and fly back, and we thought it was just one episode. And so I remember I was with my mom. I'll tell it quickly because people have probably heard it, but in Wisconsin, and I had to get her to her hair appointment. And my manager, who was college roommates with Eddie, I think it was Eddie, and he was like, "This show's going to be amazing," and my agent was saying, "We don't know if it's going to be amazing. It isn't even on the air. She shouldn't do it. Why is she doing one episode?" My manager's going, "She could totally do one episode." So, and my mom is there going, "Honey, you know, she hates to be late." So I took a quarter out of my pocket, flipped it, and it was heads, which meant do it. And then I went up for that one. And when I got there, they were showing me kind of how the castle is, you know, because you're in a green room and you don't know where you're standing. And, you know, so Lana said she should be able to see where she is. And they pulled up a video and it was of another actress in my dress. And I was like, why? Wait, what? And then Lana goes, "Oh my gosh, don't show her that." So apparently I was replacing someone last minute.
Oh, weird.
And yeah, it was weird. And then I thought, well, maybe, and I thought I was going to be big and purple too, because I asked the costumer, he called to get my measurements and sizes, and he said, "Yeah, I think the dress will fit you."
Oh, string.
Right. So in hindsight, I'm like, oh, that's because
Shady.
someone else wore it. And then I said, "What? Oh, well, what is it?" And he said, it's big and purple. And I said, "Like Barney?" I immediately pictured Barney. And then years later, after True Blood was done, I asked my manager to call them and say, "Hey, I'm available if you ever were going to do anything with Maleficent in the future."
And the rest is history and our intestable enjoyment. So, Barbara, how did this evolve for you?
I just went in and met him and was given it. I think Black Swan had just come out, so I think that probably influenced them. But I'm not sure. But you know, whenever I audition, which I still do, I have the secret that you girls might like, which is because we all hate auditioning, right?
Yeah.
It's a chance to play the part for a day.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you can do that, if you can get yourself in that space where this is experience and I get to play this character for a day, regardless of what happens, then there's never a negative to it. If you don't get it, you still have the experience.
Yeah, love that.
That's really great. I had heard in acting school years ago that Charles Durning had said, you know, you have 15 minutes to act. Like, that's what you have to think about audition. You have 15 minutes to do what you love.
Right.
To do it. You know, so I hate every time an audition comes in, look, I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'm like, when do I have to be there? And how many pages? And you know, it's like there's always this thing. But once I can wrap my head around, you know, then it's like, just leave it on the dance floor. Like, you have that 15 minutes, just really enjoy that moment. You don't know what's going to come from it. And that, you know, but so it's very, very similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you know?
It's too bad we can't just leap to the 15 minutes, that we have to have all of the stuff in front of it.
Yes, the rewrite, I was picking up my kids, and what time do I have to be there, and how many pages, you know.
But do you miss having to be somewhere for an audition, or is LA open and you can do that? Because here it's all just self-tapes, because you can't switch. So you've got to be the DP, the makeup artist, you've got to be the cameraman,
the gaffer.
You've got to, during COVID, you've got to try and find somebody who can read, which my big fat pug dog is not very good at. And it's just extreme, you know, I miss going into the room and meeting friends.
Me too. We were all from that generation, right? Where you understood and you learned to get good at the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you would go in and you would have that energy and then you would do it and leave. But now the camera's facing you the way I do it to make sure I'm on camera. So that's already weird that I'm cognizant of.
Yeah, you can see yourself.
And then you have to watch it.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And then decide, like, do I need to do another take? So it sounds really great because you're at home. They say just put yourself on tape. It's a full day. And you have now, you know, by the time you watch and you keep doing take after take, and then I'm always like, ugh, I don't know why anyone hires me by the end that I send this thing off.
And it's more than a full day, because you get the thing and then you got to work on the thing.
Yes.
So you're ready for the thing. I mean, I've been able to use, there was one casting director, my sweet Bonnie Zane, who lives around the corner from me. And she would literally like sit, you know, outside my window pretty much, you know, and read. So I had somebody, I had to do a test that way. I had to do a test for CSI that way. And it was, you know, and I have the Zoom going over here, and I mean, it's just like, I can't wait to get back in the room, because being in the room is half the thing, because people get to meet the person and go, you know, that was another thing I learned. It's like, they want to know if they want to work with you for the next 7 years. Like, are you fun?
Yeah.
Are you, you know, good to be around, or like, are you just a jerk?
Right. You also have the chance of being directed. I mean, they don't always direct.
Yes.
Completely. Like, you're acting in a box. Like, who knows? Like, I was so grateful for Bonnie, because at least she'd be like, you know, like, let's, you know, because she knew what she was talking about. But like, all those other things, you're just putting it on tape with your dog.
Yeah, no, I just did one. I did one when I was up in, I was just doing a documentary in Portugal. And between this, like, we were working sort of 18 to 20 hour days, because it's documentary, so you're just grabbing all the footage you can. I was back in my hotel room, the agent goes, okay, we need this take done, we need it in the next hour. I'm like, oh! So called the producer and said, can you read with me? I managed to find a white curtain that was in front of a window, boshed it off in front of this window, and then had to race out to get back on camera. And we're heading up these windy hills in the middle of nowhere in Portugal, where there is barely 3G. Like, was there 1G? Because I think we had 1G. and I'm trying to send this scene to LA, going, I don't know if this is going to go. And you watched it incrementally try and send. It took about 6 hours of my personal hotspot at the top of a mountain, and then suddenly it went ding, it sent. I'm like, yes. But the good news of that story is I got the job. Yeah. I don't know how, but it was completely crazy.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
And that's what was doing it.
Yeah, my agent sending me WhatsApps that would ping in every now and again that she'd sent 2 hours earlier, going, any chance of the audition? And I'm like, I'm really trying really hard.
Wow.
Holding the phone up. It was a
Oh
nightmare.
my. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, the glamour of acting, ladies. The glamour.
I know, this is the big.
Everything about it is appealing. But you know what? I used to get those like 5 p.m. You got to be in Santa Monica, like at the end of Santa Monica. You know, like I used to get those, and I would be like, ugh. And now I would be like I can't wait to get back in the room. I can't wait to get back in the room. I will happily do it.
Never what you say.
For my own 2 cents, I miss my audition buddies, guys and gals. I would only see at the auditions. Oh, they called you in for this? Yeah, sure. So maybe feel like, wow, these are all good performers.
Yes.
And whoever called me in for this considers me to be a peer among them. That's nice. That's always nice.
And Barbara, you're absolutely right, because you know that tomorrow I'm going to get one of those at Fox and have to park at like Century City Mall and then walk in the 95-degree heat and heels like back to.
Or take the shuttle.
Or take that sad shuttle. It's like the actor sadness. Where they don't let you on the lot. No dogs, no actors.
Megan, that was a wonderful question. Thank you so much. And to anyone in our audience that is planning to audition for a role involving corsets, you are getting a masterclass. Let me just say it. Yeah. Let's do another one. What do we have? And here's one from Sherry. Oh, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Is Pixar Disney? Can we go?
Yes.
Can we say Pixar?
Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, Disney.
Oh,
all
really?
Fair game. Fair game.
Well, that's too big. That's too many things to choose from.
Well,
I just got overwhelmed.
Okay, all right, I'll go. Animated, like for sure, Toy Story. And I would say Toy Story 2. So I will split it in animated. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and then Marvel, Endgame.
I haven't seen Endgame.
You have excellent taste.
Thank you. Although I will say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is also very, that would be my hard 4 in that list.
Oh my God, I'm going to watch all of those today. Those are so good.
Aren't those all so
Those are all so good. Because is The Incredibles also in this film?
Yes.
Right? Because I
could watch The Incredibles every day. I could watch that movie all the time.
It's so good.
It's so good.
All of those are so good.
Yeah.
So, you sticking with Incredibles?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good call.
I don't know about Disney movie, but very recently I was just talking to my mum, who has dealt with some issues recently, and she is famously, I think the term is emotionally constipated. So I sat her down and I said, I tell you what we're going to do, because there's no way that you're going to toughen this out. And I sat her down and we watched Beaches with Milady, Miss Hershey. So my mother, who does not cry, you can stab her dog, you can kill her husband, you can do whatever. She feels it, she just doesn't emote it. Wept like a baby. And I think, thanks to you, I'm going to have my mother around for a good 20 years longer than she would have done had she not cried.
Wow.
So it's not Disney, but I thank thee and will take the opportunity to thank you for the life of my mother.
Wait. Beaches was distributed by Buena Vista Films. It is a Disney film.
There we go.
I was about to say, wait a minute, was it Buena Vista Touchstone? Yes, I just looked up. Yes, it is.
There you go. I thought you were going to circle it back and say, you watch the first 15 minutes of Up, because that will make anybody cry.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
not my mother. And I said to her, if Beaches doesn't work, you're dead. And so, but it did work. It did work.
I need to rewatch. That's my Sunday rewatch for sure today.
I know we've got a good playlist.
I just got a bunch of tissues too, so I'm ready.
All right. Okay. Good. And Barbara, do you have a favorite Disney film?
I was going to say Up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
House on the hill.
The balloons.
The
balloon house.
balloons.
We had Ed Asner on here a couple months ago, and it was just a delight to talk to him about it. And just, I was like, you want me to be in it? Okay. I was like, yes, we want you. Oh, Sherry, thank you. Delightful question. And a reminder to our audience, if you would like to chat with our guests like I am now, or purchase a personalized autograph, please sign up at galaxycon.com, and let's roll another one. Here's one from Shaw. What is your dream project?
Ooh. I want to work with these ladies again, whatever it is.
I know. Agreed.
That would be incredible.
Do you know what I'd like to do? Okay, here's a plan. Make it happen, Shaw. Go. Also, awesome name, Shaw. What I would love to do is have a remake of 9 to 5 with us four.
Oh my God.
That's
what
another
I want.
great
That's
movie.
what I want.
None. Deceased. My God. Like,
Yeah.
Bomb just went. Oh my God. That is
Out
magic.
there in the universe.
Wow, yeah.
I'm gonna say, because that's incredible. That would be the comedy. But if we could get ourselves embroiled in an Ocean's 9 with us, or Ocean's 4,
Yeah.
you know,
Love it.
I love a lady bank heist. I love it.
A good caper film. Yeah.
Capers.
Great ideas.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Somebody call Hollywood.
I never knew.
Barbara, what's your dream project?
You know, I've never, ever had a dream project. I've always just wanted to do everything.
Yeah.
I just wanted variety. You know, if I hadn't played the part, I wanted to do it. If I hadn't seen the movie, I wanted to do it. And I've never been specific. Do you think that's maybe that's not a good idea? Maybe you need to get really specific.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, because I think it's like, I speaking for myself, like my career is all over the map. You know what I'm saying? Like I started off doing a lot of comedy and stand-up and sitcom and things like that, and then shifted over into doing drama, and like now I like bounce back and forth into doing all those sorts of things. And you know, I mean, I would love to get back into doing an action thing. Like I love that idea. You know, I'm so captivated by the Marvel things. I would love to do that. I get, you know, outside of our Ocean's 4 caper, you know, but it would be great to do something like that. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it's great to keep your palette open. Like, you know, I think if you get too much focus,
Wide world, yeah.
yeah,
Inside yourself and outside of yourself, and then
totally.
then you can be surprised and excited.
Absolutely.
Chris?
Yeah, bring us home. What's the dream project?
I want to have like my call times be like 11 a.m. and I want to be home around 1:30. And I want.
Can you stay till 4 though? Could you stay till 4? And
Some days I could stay till 4, right? Like, and then days when it's not hot.
yeah,
I want to
no
be
night
on,
shoots.
right? I want to be on a stage in flat shoes.
No corsets.
No corsets. Maybe I'm in scrubs, something like that. And then
Ooh,
I don't want to commute very far. And not a lot of dialogue. I don't want a lot of dialogue.
And really
I don't need to be
good
number
craft
one.
service.
Really, true. Good point.
yeah.
Very good
No,
point.
but it's so funny because I remember talking to Chris when we were on set. It's so funny because we're all in our garb and we're sitting there, and you know, like Chris was saying, like the actors, you know, it's always our dream to get these parts, and then as soon as we get it, we go, where is it? what time do I have to be there? How many pages? How long? Like, you just literally.
Are there exterior night shoots?
Or
Oh
as
my God, as soon as, I mean, like,
soon as you get apart, you go through the script to see how many days you have, right?
immediately, or you get the day out of days and you're like, how many?
How many days?
I know.
But do you remember when Adam and Eddie directed us?
Yeah.
And so Adam and Eddie are our creators. They came and they directed a few episodes. And so day 1, they're shooting us in the stage. Day 3, we're still on stage. Day 4, we're out in the Enchanted Forest. And it's late at night and it's raining and they're cold and they've only just arrived from LA just a couple of days earlier. And I remember, and they were freezing. They're sitting by the monitor and they're shaking cold. And I said to Adam, "You're going to rethink it when you type in Enchanted Forest, night, it's raining, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yes."
I know a girlfriend of mine quit acting because she was like, there's like 30 seconds of peace because you're auditioning. Oh, I really want it. Oh my God. And then you get it and you're like, I got it. And then you get the script.
Oh my God, I got it.
Right? And you're like, oh God, now I got to shoot it. And then, you're busting your balls and working 16 hours a day and exhausted. And then you're hugging the cast. Oh my God, this was so amazing. You're driving home, you go to bed, you feel so good, you wake up and you're like, I'm unemployed. Like, right? It's really not dull.
Yeah. But you know what? I think there's something that keeps us very grounded because of that. Because know when you're in a gravy day, when you're working and you're in the flow of it, and you've got your work family and it's happening, and it feels so incredibly tight. Like if any of you said, "I need a kidney," I'd be like, "I'm not sure how good mine is, but you're welcome to it," because we've all been in our own personal car crash together. Yeah. And that's not that the show's a car crash, but I'm just talking about a momentous time where you're digging in and you get through and you love it. Yeah. And so for us, because people always say, well, when everybody else has a natural trajectory, right? And ours isn't. And this is what always fascinates me. If people say, oh, actresses, they think they're so great. I'm like, well, they don't, because you're shooting day 1 to day 25. Day 26, you're back unplugging your drains, walking your dog, and wondering why you have so much mail. Yeah. So you never get long enough to believe your own hype, believe the gravy stuff that say we're doing now. You don't get a chance for it to take over what is you, because you're always right back down to earth, and then ping, up you go again. Yeah. So you relish that. When you realize it's this, you relish it, I think, so much more when you do get an opportunity to do what you love, because you can literally say the day you're going back to a bottle of Clorox and a cloth. So I find it quite fascinating. I think it's fascinating. It keeps you normal.
I will say this. My true dream is to get on a show that has that run of 7 years, and it's a family of people that I enjoy working with. And because the sweetest moment is that hiatus when you can choose to work or not choose to work, because you have work coming back.
Yeah.
And most of and I've done a million things. I have residuals from the craziest that come from ER from 97. I've done a ton of stuff, but all the series that I did, and King of Queens I recurred, so I knew that would come back, but I wasn't a regular. So all this thing, and that went for 9 years. For all the shows that I did, I only have had 2 seasons.
Right.
So to not have that that is this. I mean, I can't even imagine. Because then, even when you get to at the end of the season, you can either work or cool it, and you've got it doesn't matter that Clorox and walking those dogs. You're so happy to do it because you have the time to do it and you enjoy that time off. Right. So it's a different. It's that comfort, and I like that family feeling to know you have someplace to come back to.
Yeah, that is the best of the best.
It's nice to be able to. Pilot season. Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Right.
I always am interested in the relationships that get formed during filming, like you three, how close you are and everything. And
Yeah.
oftentimes the relationships are finite. They're attached to the project. And I feel like they're like being shipwrecked with people. And you get to know who each other are. It's like an emergency situation. You get to know who each other are really quickly. You get to know who you can trust, who you can't. And you go through this huge stuff together. And then at the end, the ship comes and takes you back to your life. And you can never express to anyone what it was like. You know?
It's camp. It's this crazy. It's this crazy camp, and particularly with us because we were like all flown up there and didn't have like a finite end date. You know, sort of like when are we going back? And both Vic and I had kids, and Chris and I had been in acting school together, and so there was already things that had and us audition. Remember, I got you guys for Christmas those little things to put your phone in so you could attach it to like a curtain rod or whatever.
Yes!
So you could do
Audition. Yeah, that was so. I still have mine.
I still have mine.
Yeah. Well, what you girls don't know is when we were doing a promo thing at the studio down in LA for Once Upon a Time. I can't remember why or what, but everybody was there, and I got to meet Barbara. And so I hounded Barbara a little bit because she lives up the road from where I was, and basically begged her to come and have coffee and buns with me. So I managed to persuade basically a national icon to come and have coffee with me, and picked her brains for about 2 hours over coffee in Santa Monica. I don't know if you remember, Barbara, but I was like,
of course
I went home and just went, "You're not gonna believe what I just did." And so I feel connected to Barbara, even though I know we didn't get to share the screen together, because she was very kind and generous with her time in Santa Monica. Well, we talked all the things of being, and she gave me a lot of wisdom about how to survive this crazy business. So thank you for that. I don't know if I ever said thank you, but thank you.
No, it was so much fun. We'll have to do it
great.
again. When you're back, we'll do it again.
Hell to the yes.
Shaw, thank you. That was a wonderful question. It took us so many directions. And GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with these queens of villainy, but it absolutely does not have to be yours. If you'd like to chat with our guests like I have today or purchase a personalized autograph, please sign up at GalaxyCon.com. And while you're there, please check out our schedule of upcoming events just like this one. Ladies, this has been an absolute delight. Any final words for our audience before we take our leave?
No,
we just love you, and thank God for the fans, or we wouldn't be able to do this. This is how we get to stay connected, which is really truly a gift.
It's true. We really, that's so true, right?
Yeah.
Because you can really disperse after a show, but the conventions, we get to meet people we didn't work with and talk to, and we get to see each other. So thank you.
Thank you.
It has been my absolute pleasure to serve you all here today. Once again, thank you for joining us on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us today, and thank you for those great questions. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And remember, smiles are free, so spend them often.